Hello and welcome back to the Sykes Villain channel. It's been a little bit, but back with another video. This past weekend I actually went back to Maryland. Wow, that's quite an echo in here. To visit with family, and I actually got to go back to my old high school to view a play that my brother was in, and it was really good. It was they did an awesome job. This is the one that I saw this time. It's the second production that I've seen them put on, White Christmas, and it was just really good. This is the program from it, and they just did a fantastic job. Again, the first one that I saw them do was Newsies. That was incredible too. They actually built infrastructure to do that one, like some balconies up on the stage. But this was really good. They had some snow effects and really great lighting and painted backdrops and stuff like that. And it was really good. When I got back home, I had to re-watch the old movie. It's the same area as where the in Halloween, where the haunted graveyard and canned food drive is. So, you know, if you're ever in that area and one of these productions is going on, it's worth checking out. You know, it is a high school production, but they do a really good job. And it was a packed house. I actually got to see it twice, and both times it was like a packed house, full house. And it's one of the homes that I grew up in. It was kind of where I was for my high school years. So I decided to go looking for a few things, and I was able to find one of them. This is Scary Scary Halloween by Eve Bunting, pictures by Jan Brett, and this was one of my all-time favorite books as a kid. Just in general, like definitely one of my favorite Halloween books, but just in general one of my favorite books. It's a really short, simple kind of story, but it's really good. And the art in it is just insane. Like when I went re-looking through it, it's just blew me away. And I swear, every time I look through it, I see like new stuff that I hadn't noticed before. I need to do a little repair on it because this is kind of coming out. My mom had the good idea of using like a hot glue gun, and I mean, look at that. The colors of like the sun and the orange sky and the pumpkins, it's just so good. And one of the new things that I noticed, which I don't know if I noticed this before, but there's literally faces everywhere on everything, like in the trees. There's faces in like every single tree on this tree, but also on the ones in the background. Might be a little hard to see on camera, but it really shows up in person. But it's just some really spooky good art. But I would definitely recommend picking up a copy of this if you can find it in your local bookstore, especially if you have kids. I mean, it's kind of creepy and spooky, but I mean, it's not terribly scary. I really enjoyed it as a kid, and I still do. I just read through it again as soon as I got it. and it's a great little story. But the art is what really stands out to me in it. And just kind of the overall mood and feeling you get from it. It just has such a like fall, autumn, Halloween, nostalgic feeling to it. This is probably my favorite in the book, is this depiction of ghouls or goblins. I've never seen anything like it since this book. This kind of depiction of like a goblin. So cool. And another thing that I found while I was there is my monster in my pocket collection. I always tend to call it monsters in my pocket collection, but monster in my pocket collection. And so I went ahead and dug that out, and I'll put that in a future video because I looked up online how to like clean resin minifigures, and I'm gonna do that. It's pretty simple, but a lot of them have a lot of grime and grit on them, and I just want to give them a good clean and then do a video on like my full collection. But I thought I would get out a few that I actually didn't find there, but I found, you know, in recent years in some local vintage toy stores. And it's funny, whenever I find them, the vintage toy stores don't even know what they have. They're always labeled as something else, which I'm not sure why, because these were like my all-time favorite toys as a kid. These and the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles figure mold. Like, those were my all-time favorite for whatever reason. Like, it was like the packaging for these, where you had that box, and it would have like a window, and it would show like 3 of the figures, but then one would be blacked out, and it had that mystery appeal to it. Really my first venture into the world of blind boxes, I guess. And also just the feel of them, where like many other figures at the time, and even still today, minifigures and otherwise, where they have that hard plastic feel, like Muscle Men, which I also did collect, and I love those. But these have like a softer feel to them, this type of resin. And I really have never seen anything else like it since. It's not that super rubbery, cheap kind of feel, you know, but it's just that little bit of flexibility. And these are all Series 1 Monster in My Pockets. This is the zombie, obviously. Here you have the mad scientist. Really bright red. It's kind of hard to see on camera. And they all had like a point system, numbers on the back. And I actually have one of the old original booklets, which I'll show when I do the other video on these, when I show like all the ones I have. But yeah, there's a point system on them. I don't think they ever developed like a game per se with the figures. I know they made a video game, but I don't think they ever made like a game with the figures. So I'm not sure if, I think the point system was just about rarity and collecting the figures themselves. There's the number on this one. I can't remember this one's name, but hopefully it's in the booklet. And I actually found 2 of these. I have another one in orange. You can see the detail a little bit better in orange. And then another little gem that I just happened upon. My mom actually just handed me this bag just out of nowhere. I didn't even know she had found them. Wonder how many of you out there remember these. These are Pogs. And this isn't anywhere even close to the collection of these that I had. I had a huge collection. and I don't know what happened to them. I had the slammers, which were like these thick, heavier plastic discs, and there was a game for this, and you would kind of take the slammers and slam the other Pogs, obviously. But anyway, they made them for all different sorts of things. Like, these are from Goosebumps, and these had different rarities to them too. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.